Thanks, guys. Great to be with you. So, yeah, this is another one of those stories. You can file it in the absolutely incredible department, and yet it's true. We've got a 6-year-old girl who was videotaped giving oral sex to another child in a first grade classroom while the teacher was in the classroom. And I wish I was making this up, but I am not. Of course, as LGBT propaganda and sex education mania takes over government schools and even kindergartens, we're going to see much, much more of this. And I think this is going to be the new normal. Now, I mean, it's so bad. And so, a lot of people say, well, that just happens in New York and California and stuff. No, this was in Texas. Okay. This little girl was forced to perform oral sex on a boy. And so this happened on April 19th. Obviously, the parents are very upset. It took place at South Elementary in the Plainview Independent School District. And a lot of parents are upset about this. Now, none of the parents are being identified in the news reports because, of course, if the parents were identified, then the children would be identified. But, parents started protesting. Well, they found out because there was a video of this on a district-issued iPad. The other kids were filming while this was happening. And so the parents are pretty upset for it. The Plainview Herald spoke with a lot of the parents who were protesting. I want to show you just a quick clip of some of these parents.
Even if you don't have kids, this matters. I mean, this is not something small. This is sexual activity between 6-year-olds. This should not be happening, and I don't know why people are not more mad. We're all here for the kids. The kids are our future, and if we can't take care of them, how do we expect them to take care of us when we're older?
And there you go, right? Well, why isn't the government taking care of my kids? Well, the government should be taking care of my kid. Where did Americans get this attitude that the government should be taking care of their kids? And actually, I cannot imagine what would be going through the mind of a parent, but another parent who spoke with the media says this. There have been multiple moms coming out about stuff that has been happening all year, and nothing is being done about it. It hit its peak, and that's why we're here today to get answers. So how this could be going on, I mean, we're talking 6-year-olds engaging in sex acts in a classroom on camera with the teacher there. How this kind of stuff could be going on, and the school doesn't do anything about it. How this stuff could be going on, and the parents continue sending their children is beyond me. I mean, we are like making Sodom and Gomorrah look like a wholesome, family-friendly place at this point. Now, a lot of the parents are protesting on social media. They're saying that this is becoming a problem now. The parents aren't being notified when this sexual abuse and these sexual assaults are happening. The people who are posting on social media are saying you need to talk to your children about it. No, you need to pull your children out. Is my opinion, right? So this is coming up now on becoming a national scandal. Fox News just put out an article. They quoted a mom who said that her daughter was coming home with bruises and rashes if she won't participate in these disgusting activities with these other children. And folks, remember, these are 6-year-olds. Okay, I have a 6-year-old, and he plays with cars, and he catches bugs. These things don't occur to normal 6-year-olds who are not being groomed, who are not being perverted by disgusting, filthy adults who are preparing them for this stuff. Now, speaking of disgusting adults, the officials who run this disgusting school district, the Plainview Independent School District, they're now playing the victim card. Oh, boo-hoo! There's supposedly threats. Now, they didn't actually give any details about these alleged threats, so who knows if there was even actually real threats. But they're saying that they had to shut down school because there are supposed threats and a school shooting somewhere, and so therefore we can't have school. My guess is they don't want to face the parents and they don't want to deal with the consequences of this. But you do have now law enforcement and child protective services investigating. The school says they're cooperating with the investigation. But folks, this is the logical conclusion of the demented view of children as sexual beings from birth, which is the hypothesis put forth by the monster Alfred Kinsey, better known as the father of the sexual revolution. Now, if you don't know Alfred Kinsey, this is the sick, disgusting piece of human trash who was responsible for the rape and sexual torture of hundreds, maybe thousands of kids, some babies. I mean, we're talking babies, months-old babies. They were sexually torturing them without getting too graphic, and they were forcing them to have what they described as climax. And they said, oh, these babies, they're sexual beings from birth, right? And so we need to get them in sex education classes as soon as we can pry them loose from their mother. Meanwhile, you've got the United Abominations, as we talked about just last week with Duke, now peddling the idea that children can consent to sexual activity, and that we need to, ease up on the laws criminalizing sexual activity involving children. Folks, this is called child rape, right? There's a reason why we don't allow children to engage in sex activities. We don't let them smoke. We don't let them vote. We don't let them buy guns. It's because they're not responsible enough to make these kinds of decisions. They're children. They need to be protected. And yet this is what the UN and the American government school system are now all pushing. Folks, this stuff would have been inconceivable even just a few years ago, before all this sex education mania became so ubiquitous across the country. And frankly, I believe that the adults who are grooming these children, the adults who are teaching kindergarten kids and first grade kids to have sex with each other, they should be put in jail. They belong in prison with a very long sentence. And the parents who continue sending their children into these horrific environments, you need to ask yourself what you're doing and what it will take before you finally pull your kids. I mean, what is it going to take? If sex acts between 6-year-olds in a first grade classroom with a teacher won't do it for you, I don't know what will. But be prepared, because you're going to pay the consequences for it. I say it in the nicest and most respectful way possible. You will pay the consequences for this at some point in the future. And by that, I mean, watch out for your kids, because you're going to be dealing with some tough stuff going on. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.